Hello and welcome to Website Agency Secrets. My name is Timothy, and this is the podcast for all local businesses looking to impact their communities through their website. So if you are a local business and you have a website, you're in the right place. Today we're talking about website optimization, specifically homepage optimization. And your homepage is the most important part of your website. So if you only watch one video, if you only listen to one episode on this podcast, I hope it's this one. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the issue for a minute. Your homepage is the most important page on your website, and your first fold is the most important part of your homepage. The first fold is what appears on your screen when you visit your website. So it's the top part of your website, and this is going to make or break it, and you must get it right. The first fold in your homepage is the first thing out of your website's mouth. It's like imagine if you went on a first date. And when you sit down on that first date, the first thing out of your mouth is something messed up, right? How do you think that date's going to go? Like, not so well. You're going to have to work hard to overcome that first initial impression. And that's your first fold. It's the first thing out of your website's mouth. I always give an analogy where I say, imagine if you go on a first date, you sit down, and the first thing out of your mouth is, look how amazing I am. I am the best person to go on dates in all of my town. I have everything that you need. Like, how's that date gonna go? Right now, I would not describe myself as a professional dater by any means, but I can say the dates I've been on that have gone well have been when I ask good questions, and I also describe my company's needs or talk about them. And so if you listen to the first podcast where I talk about the purpose of your website, where it's not about you, it's about your visitors, the first thing out of your website's mouth needs to be something about your visitors. And so in order to talk about them, you have to understand where they're coming from. And for you, it's pretty easy. Like, if you know who your avatar client is and you know the kind of people that you're trying to attract, we'll just talk about your avatar client. So you want to talk about, are they in the right place, and do you have what they're looking for? And do they know what it is that you want them to do? So think about this. Are they in the right place? Well, if you're a local business, well, the right place is simply your town. So let's just say you are a personal trainer in Charlotte, North Carolina. You can be like, hey, helping the community of Charlotte. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm in Charlotte. Or if you're in a suburb, something more confined, like not such a big city. Do you have what they're looking for? Well, you only sell what you do, and so this is a qualification clause where you only want to be saying the things that your ideal customers need. And so you want to call it out what you do, helping the community of Charlotte achieve their fitness goals. And that's where we say, okay, that's what they need. That's where your qualified visitors come from. And any visitors that aren't looking for a personal trainer, well, guess what? They're not in the right place. So you don't want them to take action. You want them to go away, right? And then do you know what it is that you want them to do? So once they realize, yes, I am in this area. Yes, they have what I'm looking for. Is it abundantly clear what it is that you want them to do? We call this a call to action. We'll talk about that here more in a minute. But let's discuss this, the copy here. A few different examples, like helping the community of, and then your main target area. So let's say you're Charlotte, helping the community of Charlotte achieve their value number one or motivation number one. So an example could be helping busy moms in Winston-Salem achieve their fitness goals one workout at a time. So their value number one is fitness goals, and their motivation number one is, working out. So, and they're in Winston-Salem. So this would be helping busy moms in Winston-Salem achieve their fitness goals one workout at a time. Now, maybe you're not really trying to target just moms or women. You can say helping the community of Winston-Salem, or helping busy professionals in Winston-Salem achieve their fitness goals one workout. Does that make sense? So if I come and I read that and I relate with that, guess what? I'm going to think I'm in the right place. And now it is, what do you want me to do? Another example, homeowners in Winston-Salem love our pressure washing services, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. So this is interesting. It's like you're talking about yourself, but not really. You're talking about homeowners in Winston-Salem. Okay, I'm a homeowner in Winston-Salem, and I need pressure washing services, and they have a 100% satisfaction guaranteed. So I know immediately I'm in the right place at the right time. And you understand how much more powerful this is than just saying, voted Winston-Salem's best pressure washing services. Like, in my mind, if I read voted Winston-Salem's best pressure washing services, likely my mind is all about you. And that feels fine, but I kind of want to talk about me. Like, I'm a homeowner and I want to love your pressure washing services. Like, I want that. That's what I want for myself. I want to put in my mind a future where I can relate with this sentence. And if you nail this sentence, your value proposition sentence on your first fold, your conversion rate on your website will increase significantly. Now, it needs to go in tandem with your call to action. So let's talk about that. You have to include your call to action. So failing to include a call to action is like selling something but not accepting their money. They want it, they want to do something about it, but your credit card machine is broken. You don't accept cash. Like, that makes no sense. It needs to be so easy for them to give you their information. So our next lesson is we're going to talk a little bit about calls to action. We're going to talk about A actions, B actions. We're going to talk about like a funnel. So what could be a call to action on the first part, and then what about the call to action on the back end after they've become a lead? But for right now, we just want to focus on having a clear, concise, and standardized call to action. And so a lot of people I talk with, clients of mine, they come to me and they say, they come to me with their websites, and I look at their website, and on their first page, their homepage, they have 5 or 6 different calls to action. It's like, call now, start a free trial, download a coupon, like my Facebook page, subscribe to my newsletter, download an ebook. And it's like, okay, I understand what you're doing. You've got all these cool things and you just don't think about it, and you throw it up on the website and you think, okay, well, maybe it'll speak to someone. But what happens is something called paradox of choice, which is where there's so many options, I just don't do anything at all. And if you are able to consolidate that down to 1, maybe 2 max, it's very, very clear this is what you want them to do. And then you repeat that message all over your website. And this is especially important for mobile devices. You want someone on a mobile device to be able to know very easily and very quickly what to do. So the moment they decide to take action, they don't have to try hard. And that's what this is about. If I have to think about how to reach out, you're going to begin to lose people. The harder I have to think, the less leads you get. So make it abundantly clear what your call to action is. I've tested this extensively. Our best performing call to action over time has been some variation of request information. Now, request information for me communicates, I'm curious. I want something. Like, give me something. Give me information so I can learn. It's also something like learn more. What call to actions really are bad are like something like start now or reserve your spot. If I have to start now, well, I'm not ready to start now. I still have questions. I don't want to reserve a spot. What if I change my mind? There's too much pressure. Now, there's all different kinds of business models, and there's all different kinds of things. So different leads are going to be different for different people. If you're like a salon, you're probably not going to have people request information about your salon. But if you do like salon bookings for weddings or something like that, like, okay, well, this would be an appropriate call to action. So there's different calls to action. So I just want you, for the purpose of this podcast, choose one and stick with it. And then over time, if you want to A/B test, that would be a great idea. But the best thing you can do right now is choosing one and stick with it. And I want you to avoid some common pitfalls. So remember, your website isn't about you. It's about your visitors and their needs. So your website is about your business solving your customers' perceived needs. They have perceived needs. That is why they are Googling. That's why they're Googling the keywords. If I see another website that says, welcome to my website. like, have you ever been, you know what I'm talking about. You go to a website and the first thing it says is, welcome to timsgym.com. Welcome to timspressurewashing.com. Like, or even just welcome to Tim's Gym. Like, I don't need to be welcomed. I'm stocking your brand. A welcome to me it's just fluff words. It does nothing. And it just, like the first fold is such a huge opportunity to solidify in your consumers' minds that they found the right business to fulfill their needs, that when you just don't even try to take advantage of that opportunity, it just shows, it grinds my gears. Okay, so your website shouldn't be selling anything immediately either. Like there are some customers who say, I get so many leads, I don't want leads anymore, I just want purchasing. And I always say to those people, that's fine if that's your reality today, but that might change in the future. I'm a proponent of opening up the top funnel, getting as many contact people in, and nurturing them over time. And I promise you, if you have a good sales system, you're going to really be able to monetize a lot of those leads. So my opinion, and what I've seen demonstrated across our agency, is your website shouldn't be selling anything immediately. It should be communicating that your visitors are in the right place and you provide what you want them to do about it, which is your call to action. All right, so once your visitors know they're in the right place, like your first fold has spoken to them, yes, I identify with that, and they know what it is that you want them to do, okay, you've got a clear, concise call to action. Now it's like, cool, are you the best business in town? Like you got what I'm looking for. I know what it is you want me to do, but do I trust you? And so they're going to begin this journey of whether or not they trust you. So many, many factors play into building digital trust. Things like load times. I know it's silly, but the faster you load on my phone, the more likely I am to think that you're a quality business. How good your images look, how good your videos are, your branding, etc. So a lot of things play into that. But something that you can control today, if you go and you're like, I don't know how to fix my load speeds. I don't know. I don't have the budget for a professional photographer. There are some things that you can do today. And that is, what do other people say about you? So I want to share this story. I talked with a customer who had a terrible website, hadn't been updated in 5 or 6 years, looked like it was built in the year 2000. It was not representative of the quality of their brand. Well, they come to me and they say, well, I get, they told me how many leads they were getting. I want to say it was like 40 or 50 a month, and they don't pay for any ads. And I said, wow, you're getting 40 or 50 leads a month from this website, and you're not like abiding by a lot of our best practices. It's not. But I did some further research, and I realized that they had 200 plus Google My Business reviews with 5 stars, and their nearest competitor had like 17. And so if you think about the minds of the consumer, where it's like, hey, I just Googled, this was a martial arts studio. I just Googled martial arts in my town, and I see the Google Maps listing, and I look at one that's got 200 5-star reviews and one has 17. What is my initial impression? Well, clearly there's a dominant best school in town. So then when I click to the website, it might be a terrible website, but I've already framed in my head that this is a quality business, which is ridiculous. I've never talked to them. I don't know what they teach. I don't know anything else. All I saw was 5 little gold stars in the number 200. And I already think that they're the best in town. That is the power of Google My Business. So let's go back to my initial analogy where I talk about that first date. So imagine, you go on a first date, the first thing out of your mouth is all about you. I'm the best person to go on dates with. Date's not going so well. But imagine if before that date started, the girl I'm going to go on a date with, she's walking up to the restaurant, she gets a phone call, and it's someone that says, hey, I heard you're going on a date with Timothy. I give him 5 stars. Or then she gets a text like, oh, you're going on a date with Timothy? He's amazing. And then, someone else is like, talking all great about me. And then she goes on this date. And if I say the exact same stuff, I'm the best, I'm wonderful, I'm a narcissistic idiot, she's still going to have this frame of reference in her mind like, oh, but everyone else says that he's awesome. Let me try him anyway. Like, let me give this date a chance. Does that make sense? So it's like that experience of where they came from before they even see your website begins to shape their perception of your brand before they even see you. So you might have the most terrible website in the world, but you can begin to increase your conversion rate by building digital trust by just simply improving your Google My Business, or where your customers come from. So like if you're in the home services and you've got like Home Advisor or Thumbtack or something like that, and you see traffic coming from these sources to your website, you can improve their perception by making a wonderful journey on the way. And then imagine if you have a good website and a good Google My Business. And that's what happened with this client. He signed up with us and we increased his leads by threefold. So it was like, well, there was still 60% of the visitors who would have taken action based on the Google My Business page weren't, because of the quality of the website, but he still was receiving a lot of leads before that. So other people's recommendations overcome many flaws. And that's what I really want you guys to get today is reviews are just so powerful these days. And so if you're a local service-based business, optimizing your Google My Business is the best thing that you can do right now. So in summary, immediately upon loading your website, your visitors should know the following. What do you offer and who do you offer it to? What do you want them to do? And what call to action do you really want them to do? Like, request information, learn more, etc. And then how to see what others say about you. Like, what do other people in your community say? And that is going to help build digital trust in their minds, where they begin to trust your business even before they ever talk to you, even before they ever step foot into your facility. They're beginning to trust you based on this experience. And that is the power of your website. And that's the purpose of your website, to build that trust. And so remember, if you are a local business trying to grow in your town, it all starts with your website. That's how they discover you. That's how they begin to build trust. And that's how you get the introduction. So thank you for listening to this podcast. If you have questions, as always, reach out. Tim at 97display.com. That's the agency. 97 Display is our agency. It is the company that I run. It is an amazing website company. So if you are a local business and you need help, by all means, reach out to 97display.com. I'd be happy to talk to you about your unique needs. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.